we know that Errol Spence is probably going to return sometime in September. Probably a week or two before the Canelo fight, however the calendar may land, or a week or two after it, in Dallas at the American Airlines Arena where the Dallas Mavericks play. And it's a couple names in play. It's an eliminator going on right now for the right to fight Errol Spence between Carlos Umazar or some stuff like that, and then Konstantin Pulimov. Pulimov already had elected to pass up on fighting Errol Spence for an IBF eliminator for the number one contender status to fight Kell Brook. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow back with the Boxing Clinic, by the way. And I don't think one of those guys are going to fight him in September. So unless Collazo steps in, which is another close contender, and takes the fight to get the mandatory out the way for the IBF, then I can see that happening. But as far as Collazo, sounds like he's going to fight Alexander in Brooklyn. I think that might change with him, and he might get the Errol Spence fight. I'm just pretty much guessing on that right now. But it's a fight that I'd rather see on that September date, and it's going to be on regular Fox. It sounds like the return of PBC on regular network television. And I don't want to see an Errol Spence fight a Pulimov or Collazo on regular Fox. That's a step back. That's the reason why, free network TV don't like putting on these fights, these mismatches. No showcase fights should be going on in boxing right now, especially on PBC or regular TV. Give us good competitive fights. Give me Danny Garcia versus Errol the Truth Spence. Now, a lot of people feel that Danny Garcia will get killed versus Errol Spence. And I'm on the other side of the belief. I think it's competitive. Danny Garcia probably has pound for pound the best chin in the game. We've seen that versus Matisse. We've seen that numerous times. His problem is cutting the ring off on guys that move, boxer movers, in and out, side to side movement. That's his issue. Errol Spence presents none of those issues. Errol Spence likes to come down the pipe. Danny Garcia is best when he's fighting a guy who likes to come to him and be aggressive, and he can counter and box and put his full array of skills on display. And for that reason, I think this has a chance to be a very, very good fight. He wants the Keith Thurman rematch. That tells me that he doesn't want a soft touch coming back. He wants this rematch. So why not take out the guy who got to fight Keith Thurman, who everybody or a lot of people in the boxing world is saying is going to dethrone Keith Thurman as a unified welterweight champion? Why not just take the shortcut to get to Keith Thurman? It might not be the route of least resistance, but it's a route of determination. It's a fight that can make good money, even though it's not a fight at the Barclays or Philadelphia or on the East Coast in DC, but it's a fight in Dallas where you can prove to your fans that starting to think that you're a Punani and Danny Garcia that, I'll go to Texas. I go back to that throwback Danny Garcia that had the hard route up and had to fight all the tough contenders coming up. I show people why I feel like I'm one of the best fighters in the world. I show people why I think I beat Keith Thurman. By going to Dallas, Texas and beating Errol Spence in his own backyard. On network television, on Fox. Where everybody can see it. Why not take that step up? Take that challenge. Errol Spence not going to turn that fight down. He won't. They both are out. The money will be there because the popularity will be there. Errol is not a hot name as Danny Garcia is in the sport. Garcia is a bigger name. But what everybody seen Errol did to Kell Brook and all the buzz he getting, these networks are finding money investors to put money in this fight, and it'll break regular TV network records probably. And Danny needs to let LeVar Ball, aka Angel Garcia, take the training wheels off of him, man. He's done right with his money. He's invested his money from what I see and what I hear. Go ahead. I think he's on his way out to retire anyway. Danny wasn't one of these guys that have to fight anymore. He's done right with his money. He made a lot of money. He made a lot of investments. He got a lot of businesses in Philly. If he's still at the fighter in him, cool. But I don't think he has that hunger that he once had. And I think taking a fight with Errol Spence will give him that hunger. Not talking strategy with the fight for him. it's going to be basically, what he thrives on. Errol coming in with a head of steam, which is a physically bigger welterweight that he's not accustomed to fighting, a physically big welterweight like Errol. He fought with Keith, but a guy that's going to come downhill and going to be aggressive and test you out. And his opportunities to counter him, his opportunities to hit him, his opportunities to hit him with the big left hook, opportunities to counter, to catch and shoot like Danny Garcia does. He's an excellent counter puncher. And for Errol Spence, this gives you a legit opponent in a barometer against Keith Thurman once again to show him that Bundu wasn't just a blip. Keith Thurman didn't mentally or physically abuse Danny Garcia. He didn't take his heart. But if Errol Spence does it, now people really want to see the fight, and they put even more pressure on Thurman to come back and not take a recovery fight or a tester fight. And he has to come out and fight Errol right out the gate because people want to see it because they say what he did to two mutual opponents. And for Danny, it's for all the marbles. Big fight. I'm sure the money will be there, and if you win, you're right back in the thick of things. We're on top of things. You're a top 3 welterweight. And if you can't get the Thurman fight, I'm pretty sure Pacquiao would oblige with you. So it makes sense on both sides financially and career-wise.